there's the numbers. I'm telling y'all, I have got to bite the bullet and pay my deductible on my insurance and get my phone replaced. It is just doing weird stuff. And y'all excuse me if I'm shaking my hand or, screaming or whatever. Y'all know that I have a real problem with my right arm, feeling it's sore and it tingles a lot. And they did tests, and they told me to see a physical therapist. Well, I'm not going to do that. $35 every time you walk in the door. I'm not doing it. But anyway, I'm going to make, y'all remember I made some oatmeal prune squares. And really what I want is the Starbucks blueberry oat bars. And this is Copycat. Recipe by Mary Yogi. Now, it says this is kind of funny. There's always something funny. It's probably because my brain doesn't work right. Okay, it says 1 cup of old-fashioned rolled oats. 1 cup of quick cooking oats. Now, I wish they had put in here why. Why don't you use all of one or the other? But because I want this to turn out really good. Now, this is not the same recipe that I used before, y'all, when I made the prune bars, okay? This is a little bit different. But, and it calls for a cup of all-purpose flour. It calls for a cup of packed brown sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, which I'll leave out because I use salted butter, 12 tablespoons or 3/4 cup of softened butter. Now, for the filling on here, it says that you can use 3 cups of blueberries, either fresh or frozen. And if they're frozen, you need to thaw them really good. And then I would put paper towels in my strainer and pour those frozen berries in there and work them around and get them as dry as possible. And it says 3 cups of blueberries, a half a cup of sugar, 1/3 cup of orange juice, and 4 teaspoons of cornstarch. So the cornstarch will thicken it a little bit, and also it makes it really shiny. But we're not using either one of those, okay, y'all? Now, this is one of the reasons why I like to use an apron. Can y'all see that? I like to wipe the tops of my cans off. Okay, we're gonna use, I'm showing you, but okay. Duncan Hines Comstock More Fruit Blueberry Filling. So, y'all, I don't know if this is gonna work or not, but I bet it will. And anyway, even if I had to take a big spoon and just stir it all up together and eat it like that, I could do that. Now, this has a recipe for blueberry pie. 1 double crust, 9-inch homemade or purchased pie crust. I am going to try to make pie crust, y'all. I am. But I had forgotten that I had my wonderful gift card at Hobby Lobby. So I'm going to go online and see if they have any rolling pins. Because it really would come in handy to have like a real one. Hold on, y'all. I'm looking for Miss Hazel. I kind of like to bake at this time in the evening. It is, one of my clocks is bad. It's not bad. It needs a new battery. I think it's 7:15. It's cooled off a little bit. There she is. And so while it's in the oven, I'll have to set the timer on my phone or it will burn up. She likes to play outside at this time of night, so it's kind of a good time to do this. So, all that other stuff, and this filling makes it so much easier, y'all. You have to boil the sugar, the orange juice, and the blueberries, and you have to simmer them 10 minutes. Now, I am not that lazy, okay, y'all? Then you whisk in your cornstarch and boil, stirring until thickened. Then you pour it in a bowl and you put plastic wrap directly on the surface. Now, if that stuff was boiling, wouldn't you think that that plastic wrap might melt? I don't know. I question everything, okay? Everything. Y'all know that. And then refrigerate until cooled and bearing a consistency similar to jam. Now, I know all about jam. Okay, so that's about an hour or up to 1 day before using. Now, the only thing we're going to do is stir in the oats, the flour, brown sugar, no salt, baking soda, and the butter. So I'm putting in a couple more tablespoons of butter and probably not quite a half a cup of oats. Now, which one do I use? Do I use the rolled oats or do I use the 1 minute oats? Well, who cares? Trust me, I will eat it. Okay, so now this thing doesn't look very good, but I mean, now those look good to me, y'all. I could eat that whole stack right there. I'm not kidding you. Now, I did make a cake yesterday. I did not have a white cake mix. Oven's ready. So I used my cherry chip cake mix, and I made a poke cake, and I made vanilla pudding, not jello, but pudding, and just forced that into all the holes that I poked, put it in the refrigerator, then put some Cool Whip on it. Now, I made that yesterday. It is gone. Those poke cakes are really good. They're just good. They're easy. They're cold. I like that they're in the refrigerator, and they've got Cool Whip on them. Now, I'm not a big Cool Whip fan. I would rather make whipped cream, but the last time I did that was probably at the turn of the century. I don't even know, but I'm not going to do it. So, oh, Miss Hazel, don't get down here with Mommy. Move, baby girl. Okay. So, I'm going to throw all this stuff together in the bowl. I don't know if this is close enough, if y'all can see or not. I better look at my recipe a little bit, because if I don't, there's no telling what's going to be in here. Okay, so these are my old-fashioned oats. And y'all, I usually use the quick cooking ones. And even if I don't, if I use these right here, I don't cook my oatmeal, okay? Hold on. I don't cook my oatmeal. I boil the water, throw the oatmeal in there, stir it up for, I don't know, just get it good and wet. I like my oatmeal kind of thick. And then once I stir it up, just not even for a minute, the water's all absorbed, the hot water. That's it. And it doesn't matter. Now, steel cut, I do cook them a little bit for about a minute because those are really hearty. That's hearty oatmeal. But these two different kinds. Now, I did read on Susie's or Sally's baking edition. Sorry, sweetie. That the texture of whatever you are cooking or baking will be a little bit different with the quick cooking, which y'all know are more powdery, kind of. I don't know if that's the way to explain that or not. But anyway, and the old-fashioned ones are really, yeah, just go down on the countertop. I spilled some Gatorade. I was drinking some Gatorade. Orange. Do I have orange on me? One of those things went right down. Crazy. Anyway, so that's your lesson on oatmeal. I think it doesn't matter personally, but I so want these bars to be just like I remembered them. And that's why I went ahead and got these. So, we're going to do a cup of those. A nice, healthy cup. And then, see, now you can really tell a difference. Can y'all tell a difference in the like the way that looks? It's more it's smaller and it's more like powdery or something. I don't know. I tell you, and a good cup of those. When I was a kid, oh, I forgot to do the camera down, sorry, and lived on the farm, we used to get these huge bags of oats for our horses, and they had sorghum in them, molasses. Oh my gosh, you walk into the barn right there where all the feed is. It smelled so, maybe I should put some molasses in here. Not today. Anyway, oats remind me of my childhood. Okay, so now we need packed sugar. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use all the chocolate sugar. Don't I look pregnant, y'all? My goodness. I need to go on a diet. There we go. That's better. Let it all hang out. Who cares? So I'm going to use brown sugar, dark. And I have some light. Why do I have light colored sugar? Brown sugar. Because I don't even use it really. I must have picked it up by mistake. Oh, I remember. It was, I got it at the dollar store. Now, y'all, if you have these kinds of cups like this smaller one is so awesome to pack your brown sugar with. I just am so full of information. My dad used to say I was the information highway because I sat around and I read the encyclopedias. We had this, my parents bought this big old set of encyclopedias. I mean, I don't know what they were thinking. That was totally not like my dad. To spend, I'm just going to put the whole thing in there. It's not but maybe a tablespoon more. There we go. Oh, yeah, that was perfect. All right. Now, we'll stir that up just a little bit. I have been making messes all day today, y'all. So, I went and saw my head doctor this morning, and you know, I just told him I've kind of been having the blahs, and I don't know. I don't know if it is, oh, this is going in the, I'm trying to recycle, y'all. A cup of flour. Hold on, let me do this before I ruin something. You know, I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. I made some navy beans yesterday, and I cooked some bacon really crispy and put it in the Instant Pot. Oh my gosh. It was so, they are so good. All right. See, this to me is just like a lot of trouble right here. But they say that's the way you're supposed to do it. So, you know, don't want any failures in Debrajoy's disastrous kitchen. Okay, now I think the only thing left besides the butter is the baking soda. A half a teaspoon of good old baking soda. Now, it didn't say to mix it in with the flour first, so I didn't do it. But I'll make sure I'm, you know, mix this around good. I don't know exactly what that baking soda is supposed to do, but whatever it is, it must be impotent. Okay. Now, I'm going to put a little more brown sugar and a little bit more oats. Because what this does, what it makes is, it makes a crust on the bottom. You cook that for just a little bit, or I'm not sure about this recipe. And so you have your crust on your pan, and then you keep back part of this, and then you sprinkle it on the top. And it covers it pretty good. You know, I want it covered. So that's why I'm adding a little bit extra. Butter and sugar and oats. And like I said, you can't mess this up. Not for me, anyway. It'd be so much fun if one of y'all was over here and we could do this together. Of course, my kitchen's kind of small. It'd be a little bit difficult. Okay. Now, which oats are we going to add more of? I can tell you right now. We're going to do, I had to buy these regular old-fashioned oats just for this recipe. So the extra is going to be those. There we go, half a cup. Okay. God, I love brown sugar so much, y'all. It's all I can do. I had a sweet potato the other day, yesterday. I had a sweet potato, and my navy beans. Now, I don't eat the bacon. I take it out and cut it up real little, and I let Hazel have that. But anyway, it was really good. My sweet potato and my navy beans, and it's hard not to put brown sugar on those sweet potatoes. Hello. Okay, so now then that I've got this humongous mess in here, okay, I added more brown sugar and more oats, and I did make enough I made a little extra butter. Well, I don't know. Did I make a little extra? Did I make a lot extra? No, I didn't make a lot extra. Just maybe a tablespoon. That's not too bad, is it? A tablespoon? An extra tablespoon? This might all run together. I don't care. So, y'all, I feel like I hadn't talked to you in a long time. And my camera, or maybe not my camera, you know what? That's what I'm thinking is going on. It's because my camera, my phone is, you know, some of my videos look like they're backwards. But when I'm making them, they look just like they're supposed to. My sink, I'm facing my refrigerator. My sink is over here. It's not over there. My stove is on this side of the refrigerator, not the other side of the refrigerator. So, and when I was trying to put a description in a while ago or whatever, it's like it takes forever to, it's not right. Something's wrong with this phone. It's really something's wrong with it. And yes, I do want you to send me a new phone. I can't remember what your name is, but you can email me and I'll give you my address so you can mail me money for a new phone. You can even tell me what kind of phone you want me to get. Isn't that crazy, y'all? Because you talk about something that's going on in your life, that means I'm trying to get y'all to pay for me a new phone. Crazy. Just crazy. But anyway, I think I am going to have to bite the bullet, though, and do that because I'm having so many problems with it now. You know, I'm doing my best, y'all, not to flip this out all over the place. Because really, I'm not real crazy about cleaning up butter and oil. That's why I don't like to do bacon on my stove. Now, when I had one of those flat top stoves, you know, the ceramic tops, I cook bacon all the time. My husband said, gosh, you used to never cook bacon. I said, well, it's the stove. It's so easy to clean. I love that stove. And then right after we bought that little house, it was up in Washington. It was a cute little house. It was a little 3-bedroom. And the backyard was really big. But the front yard was small. And I liked that. And Lowe's loved it. Because we bought 2 houses in the same neighborhood. But I forgot what my point was. Oh, when we bought the house, you can buy, y'all know you can buy that, it's like insurance in case any of your appliances go out, your heating, your air, your refrigerator, your stove. If you have a washer and dryer, they'll cover that. So, we had only been in the house for not even 2 weeks, and the refrigerator died. Well, was I sorry? No. I got to go shopping for a new refrigerator. But I'm going to tell you, I made a mistake. I got one of those refrigerators that has the freezer in the bottom. It's a drawer you pull out. Oh my gosh. I loved the top part of the refrigerator, and I'm sure they have improved them since the one that I had, but you would pull that thing out on the bottom and it wasn't solid on the bottom. It was like, it was almost like my fence out there, but it was white, rubberized, whatever. So you would open your freezer and little icicle things would fall out on the floor. I'm telling you, I hated that refrigerator. Hated it. I loved the refrigerator, but I hated the freezer. And I cooked all the time back then, so I was always in and out of there. Okay, this is supposed to be crumbly, and I believe it is. But you want to make sure and get all your oats covered in this butter mixture, or else you're going to have a little bit of a problem. Okay, there's always like this little patch in there that is trying to hide. Now that's one thing I don't have a problem with. I don't have a lot of patience, but when I'm doing something like this, it doesn't bother me. It's like driving. Driving doesn't really bother me. I don't get bent out of shape because there's traffic. What do you think? You think they just made the freeway for you? No. There's a gazillion people out there on the freeway. I haven't taken a trip in so long, y'all. I'm just really, but I don't know. I don't know if there's a trip in my future or not. Now, there could be a trip, but there might not be a trip. So, let's move this. Try to make a little room here because I've got to put my pan over here so that, wouldn't it be nice to cook or bake or whatever, and then you just had Susie Homemaker come in and clean everything up for you? I don't really make that big of a mess, though, to tell you the truth. My can opener. Oh, I'm going to need that. I haven't used it yet. Duh. Okay. I just put my thing away. There we go. Now then. Ow! Dang. My pan was a little bit hot because it was sitting on top of those. I better put this. Do y'all use these things? You can see it's kind of rubbery. I'll tell you what I use this one for. Like when you make something like a poke cake or whatever, and it needs to go in the refrigerator and your pan is still warm. I never trust that kind of hot pan is not going to break my glass. I'm always scared of doing that. I don't know why. It's tempered, supposedly tempered glass. Scoot over, drainer. There we go. Okay, so let me check this recipe and see how much of this stuff is supposed to go. 1.5 cups go in the bottom. All right. 1.5 cups. Y'all, I could eat this. This is like cookie dough almost. Okay, that's one. And yeah, that's a half. Close enough. That does not look right. Oh, that's why it doesn't look right. You're supposed to reserve that much. Well, you know what? We're just going to wing it. We're going to wing it. Okay. And so what you do is you just spread this all over the bottom of your 9 by 13, and then you kind of just press it in. You know, you know how much I love my spatula. I can't imagine cooking without spatulas. I guess that's what you call this little rubber thing. But one thing that I'm not too crazy about when they went to this silicone stuff is it feels kind of greasy. No matter how much you wash it with soap and hot water, it still feels a little greasy. Now, it doesn't say to run this up the sides of the pan, so I guess you don't have to. But you know, Debrajoy, it never hurts for her to reread the instructions. Pat remaining dough evenly into the bottom of your pan. Okay. All right. Now, I have reserved quite a bit to go on top. Y'all, I'm really sorry that you're not going to be here when these come out of the oven, because I can tell you they're going to be really good. Okay. Now then, I used to do this with my hands, but now that I have such a nice little spatula that nothing sticks to, and I guess that's the silicone thing. But you know what, y'all? I do not like, I forget what I bought, some kind of silicone baking something or other, and I did not like it at all. I don't know, just something about it I didn't like. So, shake this up just a little bit. Okay. My can opener is so good. Let me put this on top of my paper so I'm not scratching my countertop. I try to be so careful, y'all. All right. Ooh, yummy. Oh my gosh. You know, this Comstock filling is really good stuff. And I could eat the lemon because I love lemon. When Leo brings me pastries from the donut shop, he brings me lemon-filled donuts. Oh my gosh. Now you can see, this is like really thick. Really thick. So I think this is going to work really good. I'm going to stir it up a little bit because I don't want all the clear stuff and all the blueberries to be separate. But at the same time, I don't want to mash my berries all up. Okay, so, oh my gosh, y'all. Woo! These are going to be so good. They are going to be so good. So much better than the prune ones. The prune ones were good. Everybody liked them. But you know, I didn't see them come out of their house very much for a couple of days. I wonder if that had anything to do with those prunes. Now, I don't know. Oh my gosh. Oh y'all, these are going to be so good. Now I'm spreading here, and I'm getting some of my oatmeal mixed up. I should have waited, and what day is this? I think it's Wednesday, and we have, we do games on Friday mornings. Now, I've only gone once, I think, or maybe. This is the other thing about a spatula. Man, you get it all. All right. So I should have waited and made these for game day, but that's all right. Now, my friend John, that was here the other day when I passed out the yard, he's got a sweet little boy that, oh my gosh, y'all. Yeah, I'm going to lick my spoon. I'm not going to put it back in. Oh, I better not, because I got the crumbles coming. All right, I won't. Dang, disappointed in that. Anyway, he's got the sweetest little boy, and his name is Jonah, and he's autistic. And so when I bake something, and I take it over there for him, and I always, wrap him up separate whenever I make anything, so I can take it to him. And his thing is that, John has sent me some pictures of Jonah eating cookies that I've sent over there for him. And so Jonah's thing is that he smells everything first. I do too. But he is the cutest young man. He looks just like his daddy. His daddy's really handsome. And John stopped by the other day after I passed out, and him and his wife, they stopped by to check on me and see how I was doing. Y'all, I'll say this a million times. I am so blessed to live in this little trailer park. I'm so blessed, y'all. I truly am. I mean, that whole HOA nightmare, well, whatever, not my problem. But, so they stopped by the other day, and his wife was telling me that Jonah always smells stuff before he eats it, but he does like oatmeal. So I'm going to make sure I take him some of these oatmeal bars. Now, of course, I make, I have enough for the adults in the family too. They have a really cute little trailer that they fixed up. It's really cute. But anyway, what on earth was I saying? Okay, so I'm going to spread this stuff. You know what? I don't know. I'm just a pig. I just think, okay, little brown sugar on the thingy. Can y'all see that? Let me show you how beautiful that is. Look at all those blueberries. Oh, I haven't even had a lick. Not one. Okay, so I'm just sprinkling this stuff on here. Good. Hazel, Mommy dropped some in the floor. My floors, y'all, oh my gosh, they get so dirty. I hope I can remember. I want to tell y'all something at the end here when